Luxury Gaming 8 is over. And, wow, looking at yesterday's data compared to today's, it's like night and day, all right? We've been through 2 real-life events with like 50 people plus. There was no virtual world anywhere. All of a sudden, out of left field, the online community goes, hold my drink. I'm going to teach you whippersnappers a lesson. Welcome to the virtual world meta. Let's dig on into this, shall we? So, by the way, we talked about virtual world weeks ago. Told you guys should probably pick it up. It was a good deck. It was extremely budget. And if you didn't listen, now you're paying that big fat premium price tag on this. So, top 16 breakdown for this. 7 virtual world. Anybody surprised by this? Anybody? I'm a little bit surprised by how many there actually were that were doing good. I mean, we had, 23? And 7 of them made top 16. How freaking impressive is that? Looking at you, VFD Turbo. Stay classy out there, all right? This deck took the entire format by storm. Made people go, oh yeah, by the way, this is good. This deck's been performing very well in the OCG. And what off of the 3v3, there was 1,000 people, if that. We commented and said, hey, this deck won. Now the TCG just had this deck show up and go, hey, we're here. All right. So, entire deck premise, make VFD. You have every card in your deck is a gazelle, essentially. Your Rhoda is free. Oh, and you also have a trap card that can interrupt on the opponent's turn. And you can also cheese protect your VFD. Broken? Right? Ah, it's so good. Now, we also had 3 Zoodiac decks in Top Cut. 2 pure, and then we had the 1 Dogmatika Eldritch Zoodiac variant, which is like the kitchen sink. I'll talk about that later tonight in another video. There's nothing else to say about this. All right, like, we're aware at the end of the day that Zeus is a good card, right? There's no denying that, all right? Zeus does a lot for this game. At the end of the day, though, it wasn't enough. Virtual World Bully. We had 2 Dragon Link. Now, this kind of surprises me. The entire Dragon Link board has been falling off as of late, and it's actually really scary, all right? Like, this deck was such a powerhouse, and then all of a sudden we're here and there's nothing. Dragon Link is falling off the radar very quickly. Now, should we still not ban the Buster Lock? I should probably still ban the Buster Lock. All right, I think the general community can agree that sorry, Buster Blader players, I love you guys out there, but also with this Dragon Link there was no Glue Blader, there was no Buster Blader at all. We just saw that deck becoming a hot little trend. It was really cute. And then where'd it go? It's gone. All right? That's really sad. We had 2 Infernoble, one of which made it into the top 4, actually, which was Cameron Neal. That man can play anything, and he makes it look so beautiful, and he does it so well. So, shout out to Cam the Man. The man is one of the most consistent players I've ever seen in the game, and he can play anything and do well with it. All right? But Handloop, check. Full abuse on the format to make big board, check. All right, nothing else to say about that. 1 Dinosaur. Oh my god. The Georgia Case tournament had 51 players. All right. Dinosaur won it. PPG, what's Dinosaur? All right. 3 weeks ago, Dinosaur was the best deck. All right. I think a lot of the community still doesn't like Misk. I don't disagree with you. All right, card does a lot, but Dinosaur falling off at very rapid numbers. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, okay. So we went from Dragon Link to Dinosaur to Zoodiac. Last week, everybody would have told you that Zoo was the best deck. All right? Not even 7 days later, bada bing, bada boom, Virtual World enters the fray. And then the last deck that we have here for our top cut is Dogmatika Invoked Shaddoll. Now, I'm also going to talk about this later in the day, because this deck really piqued my interest. I was like, Shaddoll? Alright, we do have Magidolls coming out here in 3 weeks. Alright, Magidolls are You play a 7-card Magistus, 6 cards in the main, 1 in the extra deck, and you play it with Shaddoll's. All right, it's nothing too crazy fancy. It's kind of cute outside of that. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is your breakdown for Luxury Games Series 8. Anybody surprised? Anybody? Hello? Virtual World? Best deck? Right? Right. Like I said, if you guys paid attention when I was talking about this and you got in on that budget floor, I live to help you guys out. And I hope you guys are happy with that. All right? Good cheap chords. All right. Now, what are these... what were the top decks? All right. So, first place was Gabriel Net's beautiful, beautiful list, playing 1 copy of Skill Drain. And I actually think this is awesome. All right, so Virtual World shenanigans aside here. All right, I like what the deck does. I think it's cute. But that 1 Skill Drain tickles my fancy so much that I'm like, man, that's a tech choice right there. All right. Virtual World numbers. We are missing 1 Virtual World monster. We are missing a level 6 that we don't have in our pool yet, which is fine. So this was your king list. Nothing too crazy to say about it. E-Telly filled a lot of the void. If you guys saw some of the earlier lists that we featured on this channel, you probably would have saw a little bit of change from this. You also see that you get to play Zeus here for more of your combo, which is actually really good. Now, the one person that really made the difference, first place and third place look a little bit alike, but Pack's list was a little bit different from the norm. All right, so while first place did aim to play 0 Nibiru, Pack packed in the Nibirus. Both players agreed that Gamma was the go-to, all right? And then Pack also played the Foolish Burial Goods in the main deck, which... Okay, so you can drop the trap card for the level modification. You can also drop the spell card. And the big thing with Foolish Burial Goods in this particular deck is if you don't open up the ability to activate the spell from the deck, if you don't open up the ability to drop from the deck, it basically gives you the ability to kind of load up your piece already. That way you're kind of good to go. And I see what Pack was trying to do with that. I actually really like that a lot. Also, Pack was only playing 2 Ash Blossom here versus the 3 that we saw across the table. The 3rd Ash is, in fact, in the side deck here. Now, one other thing here. Pack was opting to play the Twin Twisters over the Cosmics. Interesting thing here, though, is in this particular deck, dropping the spell from your hand to the graveyard actually will help benefit you versus Cosmics... pay 1,000. This deck is the one that I kind of look at and I'm like, well, I understand why we have we have Twin Twister in the side deck versus Cosmic, because the discard outlet is very good. And it's actually one of the few decks that we can kind of combo up and set up here. Extra deck, everything else looks very, very, very standard for this deck. So this deck is very cookie cutter, and I like that. Third place here. Also basically doing the exact same thing as what we saw in first place list here. We do in fact see that Skill Drain returning back to the table here where we're like, ooh, piece of candy. Outside of that, Token Collector's no materials in the side deck. Actually, I do want to add a quick note here about Gnome. Alright? Do not underestimate this card. We saw Gnome in a lot of side decks out of this weekend's event. And I mean, a lot of Gnome material. Alright, like, it's actually insane to me how many players are actually opting to play this. Also, there was a lot of Token Collector, but I kind of feel like Token Collector's value has kind of gone down a little bit. But, once again, another very standard cookie cutter list for this. Like I said, you don't get a lot of room. You kind of just get to adjust in your hand trap ratio. And then the last list we actually have here is Cam the Man Kneels, 4th place, well, top 4, effectively. Infernoble, still doing the same thing Infernoble's doing. We hand rip from the opponent. We get inconvenienced by Token Collector. And we're actually packing in the triple copies of the Dark Ruler no more. That way we can plow through those big annoying boards and laugh at our opponent as we're smashing through. Outside of that, this is the current iteration of what you're going to be looking at for Dragon Link. So if you're for Infernoble. So if this is something that you want to pick up, give a shot, Cam's got the formula for you guys. So, that is the Luxury Games Series 8 wrap up for you guys. What do you guys think about this event? Is there anything cool, crazy that you guys were really unexpected? Did you guys think there'd be a Virtual World Finals out of this event? I don't know. I didn't. But guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Take care, guys. Peace out.
Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.